Imagine being born in the wrong body. You look down and your body looks like a girl or a boy, but in your mind you're the opposite gender. Recent Headspace statistics reveal that young people who identify as transgender are at a higher risk of experiencing mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, confusion, and dissatisfying sex lives due to discrimination and ignorance. Alex Taylor used to be a girl until the age of 8 when he began to feel that something was different about him. He looked and acted different to other girls. It took him about 10 years to come out with his identity as a transgender man because of all the persecution he experienced when he was young.
I knew that something was very different because I kept comparing myself to other girls and I was like, okay, why don't I feel like another girl? Why do I feel like the odd one out? Like I always felt different because those other girls were doing like the really girly things and, you know, seemed really comfortable, relaxed and all that type of stuff. And then here I was in the middle that was just like trying all the stuff that they did, but I couldn't because it was just too uncomfortable for me.
Recent findings from the Australian Human Rights Commission outlines that nearly 90% of LGBT, being lesbian, gay, bi and transgender teenagers, experienced the majority of the harassment at school.
A lot of the time, if you came out saying that you were gay, bisexual, lesbian, transgender, whatever, everybody the next day would know about it in the whole grade and then eventually the whole school. And it was like a fast, rapid fire. And then that's when you were sort of afraid because that's when sometimes teachers would actually come down on you and would sometimes it would also feel like you were being victimized for your sexuality because you tell one person and then bam, everybody else knows. So I stayed in the closet for a long time around my gender and I got people asking me like, oh, why are you so boyish? What's going on? And I'd always say, oh, I'm just gay.
LGBT activist Kimberly O'Sullivan believes society has a long way to come in its acceptance of transgender people.
I think the people who struggle the most now are transgender people, particularly if you have a very clear gender dysphoria from when you're a child. So if you're quite young and you know quite clearly that you don't feel that you belong in the body that you're in, the gender that you're in, you look in the mirror and you see the opposite gender than who you are. I think to go through that struggle and to have to maybe wait till you're in your 20s or your 30s or older before you actually start altering your gender so that the gender inside you matches your external appearance is really hard. And I feel that transgender people are the ones at the moment who have the hardest struggle.
Joanne Baker, sexual therapist and psychologist, says that peer exclusion and bullying can lead to anxiety, depression, and strongly affect one's access to education.
When we're growing up and we're around 12 or 13, it's essential for survival, if we were in the wild, to actually bond with our peers. So neurologically, there is a sense that we want to look like other people, we want to dress like them, we want to act in ways to be inclusive. When we feel ostracised or not included in our peer group, then that ostracism leads to a sense of we're going to be killed because we're going to be left in the wild without any resources.
Both Alex and Kimberly believe that one solution to discrimination and mental health issues would be if society was more fluid with gender and sexuality labels.
I do really believe that gender and sexuality is fluid, and I think not only in terms of our own identity, but I think it changes throughout our lives.
I just say, yeah, I like both boys and girls, and that can be open, in my mind, that's open to all genders and all that. But yeah, I tend to not put a label on my sexuality because I think it's something that we've just gone like, oh my god, you're gay, or oh my god, you're a lesbian. It's like a massive label.
This is Naomi Kaplan for Between the Sheets.